Not good. This stuff's getting worse, guys. Food shortages. I've got a big report today on things that people are seeing that are becoming an issue at the grocery stores. Items for you to keep an eye out for, keep on your radar, because that's right, things are not getting better, they're getting worse. So let's get you guys some up-to-date, good information to keep in your back pocket. If you guys are brand new to our awesome community, welcome, where we do prepping tips, emergency preparedness how-tos, and we go over news that could affect you. If you find value in stuff like that, be sure to hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. Okay, so like I said, I've got a big report today on different food shortages, issues people are seeing. These are comments that really stuck out to me and I felt like I should tell you guys. And be sure to stick around to the end because I have a comment from somebody about their chickens getting taken away that you guys should really hear. So let's dive right into this and get you guys this good information. MMC Breyer writes in and says, I went to get some bread and milk last night and there wasn't any at any of the 3 stores I went to. Walmart, Kroger, and Publix. 3 major chains. Something is up. We've been seeing this for the last 2.5 years. Milk and bread, guys, those are major staples. Let me know in the comments below. You guys are also seeing issues with milk and bread. I mean, Walmart, Kroger, Publix, those are some pretty big stores to be having issues with bread and milk. Jacqueline writes in, yes, we are limited to what eggs we can have. It's getting very hard to find any eggs. Also, salad and veg is a bit short at times. And they're having to limit folks to what they have when they go shopping. And we already know some of this issues with eggs and egg prices and egg inflation. The crazy thing is, because I read through a lot of comments, is it's really hit and miss. There's actually some places out there, even like southern Idaho, I think I read this morning, that said that their eggs were like around $2 a dozen. But at the same time, the most common reply I'm getting is between like $7 to $8.50, which is crazy for a dozen eggs. But we also have been getting a lot more reports that eggs are all of a sudden showing up in some spots that they're really low. Some places like Walmart are all of a sudden lowering their prices on eggs. Now, some people are saying that this is controlling the market. Let me know what you guys know or what you think's going on with that, because it's very bizarre that all of a sudden Walmart has eggs and for a good deal in some places. You know what? Let me throw in this comment at the same time because this kind of goes along with eggs. This person has something really interesting to say about eggs. Let's Gamble wrote in, look up Twisted Luck Truth on here. He has a video of eggs from Walmart. The yolk is drawn to a magnet. Seriously? The yolk is drawn to a magnet? I'm going to definitely be checking that out. Right along, MPJT stores are stocking single layer and spreading same products out on the shelf and around the store. Trucks are bringing in the same products that came in on prior trucks, but a lot of candy and junk food, which to me makes a lot of sense. Throw more sugar at America so that we have more problems, I'm sure. Probably really easy for these big conglomerates to produce sugar candy when we've got issues with the good stuff. Hearts United writes in, I don't see a shortage of rice in my area, but I do see the price of it is about doubled. Some people are saying rice shortages in some areas and definitely up in price. Let me know what you guys are seeing on that. Anyone have any pets out there? Blue Collar Prepper writes in, dry dog food at my local Walmart has been hard to get in the last month, which they never had this problem before. And that's true. We've got a lot of people writing in issues and shortages with pet food. So keep your eyes on that. And if you can muster it, try to stock up so you guys can be out at least 4 to 6 months on dog food, pet foods. That could very easily be one of those things that could become a problem on finding, which could be a big problem because then you're going to have to learn how to make your own dog food on a whim. And I've heard it's much better for your dog, so you guys might want to look into that anyway. Charlie White Wolf writes in, my local co-op is out of dog food and not seeing any possible ways to get it for 6 weeks. Proving my point right there. This dude is out 6 weeks. So he might be having to travel somewhere to pick up some dog food. Or like I said, learn how to make it, because I've heard people ranting and raving about that. If you guys know some really good ways to make pet food, please put it down in the comments below. Let us know how it's done. Maybe put it in bold At the top, how to make dog food, and then the how-to. Gina writes in, pet food is getting scarce. My Kroger brand of cat food has been missing from the shelves for months. Oh, we're on a pet food binge right here. Guys, that can be really frustrating if you can't and you rely on buying your pet food and you can't get pet food. So be prepping up and have a little bit of emergency preparedness when it comes to your pet food. Hope writes in, our supermarkets in Alamosa, Colorado are empty, but I was driving across country to North Carolina, stop at 2 Walmarts, and they were full. What the H? And that goes back to what I was saying before. This stuff is really hit and miss. Like, some people think I'm crazy when I'm saying egg prices are this price. And then, yeah, down in southern Idaho somewhere, someone's saying it's like $2 a dozen, making me look like a crazy person reporting it, but that's not the case. It varies depending on where you're at. There are definitely food shortages by area right now. And I don't know how to break that down, why it's like that. Maybe it has to do with distribution. Maybe it has to do with inflated supply chain issues. You know, you got trucks traveling to one destination so they can stop and drop things along the way. But if they ain't heading over there, over yonder, they ain't bringing it. And you guys can let me know your guys' theory down there. I'll definitely read it. Happy Gilbert writes in and says, here in Tasmania, Australia, my local supermarkets has 0 eggs. They run out every day. This is a worldwide issue. See what I mean? It's a big global situation going right now, and there's some people that are feeling it more than others. And I can tell you guys, and mark my words, if we actually have a real shortage issue, like a major issue, guess where our stuff's gonna go? To the highest bidder. And I'm telling you right now, that's probably gonna be China or Europe. These big conglomerates that control the umbrella of what we get with our consumer goods, they don't care about us. Trust me, State Street, Vanguard, BlackRock, these guys that own all of our consumer goods, they're gonna sell to the highest bidder. And I can tell you that China and Europe are probably gonna be the highest bidder. So whether it's an issue of us producing it or not, one of the big problems might be that we're just shipping it all away. Lavanna writes in, a couple years ago, our feed store said they had no seeds because the government told them to throw them all out. I can't believe that they did it in Eastern Oregon. And there we go. Some of our Oregon peeps reminding us that that did happen. So it makes you wonder, what do they really want? Guessing this is another Australian woman writes in, I've had hens for the last 15 years. But mid-December, all of them stopped laying after I fed them layers pellets. I've got a new lot growing. You can bet I'm only going to feed them table scraps and my own mealworms. And we've got a really good video on that if you guys missed this one, teaching you how to make your own chicken food, because that's a real issue right there that has been going around. People not trusting what's in those layer pellets for your chickens, because guess what? They're owned by those guys that I just told you about. Kind of makes a person wonder if that's all possibly agenda driven. Magni1 writes in England, chicken owners have just been told they need to register every chicken they own and exactly where they are being kept and why. WTF? Because of the bird flu? I'm telling you guys, you see it start over there, and it works its way this way. That's why folks like you and I stick together. We spread the news, we make people aware of what's going on. It's that or bend over, because that's the way it's getting. And here, Jim writes in, along the same lines of that. Now check this out, this is crazy. Jim writes in, they came to our family farm 2 months ago and shut us down because they are not going through inspection. We said, well, we sell from our farm shop in farm gate fashion. It's that the health authority and Ontario government took all birds and told under a compliant. I'm guessing he meant to say that they weren't in compliance. We got a lawyer who demanded evidence of infection in our birds or evidence and disclosure of poor farming practices or just the reason for the birds being taken. They're taking the birds, guys. We have not heard anything from the government, no reason other than we were profitable and successful farming, and it's not part of their agenda. That's what it's going to come to. They're going to get so bold that they'll just come in and take your stuff. You're growing your own garden, they'll come up, tear it up. You got livestock, chickens, rabbits, cows, they're going to come take them. They'll blame it on something that they're turning. I'm telling you guys, you got to stay awake. You got to share this type of information and keep people aware, because there's so many people out there that are complacent, sleepwalking. They don't realize the road and the direction things are heading. The best thing we can do is not be scared, but be smart, be aware of what's going on, do our best at prepping, do our best at being self-reliant, less dependent on the system. You just gotta try your hardest and do what you can do. Now, if you guys made it to the end of the video and you missed this video right here, this is a very, very important video that teaches you about how things are really going. And I wholeheartedly want people to watch this and know what's going on, because the American people are being deceived. You got to do what you can do to fight back against the evil. So check that video out if you guys didn't see it already. And please keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing, guys. We'll see you on the next one.